Herman, I'm gonna take this.
Okay.
Is there something under the table?
No, the only one is on here. Yeah, no.
Okay, they just have him standing up. I think that's the Macomb County prosecutor, this guy right here. They just have him standing up.
I got the Wi-Fi from Detective over in Rosa.
I don't know why they don't let, I mean, I guess, whatever. All right, we're just going to advance.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Let's get. We're just pivoting. We're on lunch break from Sheila AG. Anybody coming in? Sheila AG is on lunch break until 2:30, so we have about an hour. So in the interest of time and live proceedings, they have just started with the Deandre Booker preliminary, hearing. So why not? We have a whole entire hour. Get your lunch, get your snack, get your coffee or drink, and let's find out what the state has regarding the evidence against Deandre Booker and the disappearance of Ashley Elkins, disappearance and murder of Ashley Elkins.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Carmen DeFranco, on behalf of people.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Carrie Stewart on behalf of the people.
Morning, Your Honor, or afternoon, Your Honor. Rob White here on behalf of defendant Deandre Booker, who is standing on the brief.
We have two files set for preliminary examination hearing today, 25-329 FY and 25-1258 FY. Are you proposing that we take testimony together on these files? That's exactly what I was going to do, Judge. Ask that the court combine them for purposes of exam.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Are you ready to proceed? We are, Your Honor. Any preliminary matters prior to calling the first witness? Your Honor, only those two.
It's not your imagination. It does not appear that people are using their microphones to their, you're going to have to turn your volume all the way up. And if you have headphones, that's even better. I've got mine all the way up and on. So it is what it is. We have no control over, the only control I have is all the way set up to high. So yeah. Can I send? I don't ever mention anyone's name from my inbox. If you've been watching me for any period of time, I don't think anyone has ever heard me mention so and so sent me such and such. So since you know what I'm saying, like since you put it in the chat, you know what I'm like. I don't know. If it's not something to talk about, then that's cool. Just send me whatever. I won't put two and two together that this might be a note from you. I get messages every day from many people, so I don't know. I don't. Yeah, that's fine. Everything is anonymous. I don't discuss my inbox.
The proceedings in another room, but there's an awful lot of witnesses and or family members that are potential witnesses, not only at this exam, but at trial, and I would ask that they be sequestered.
No objection to that with two exceptions, Your Honor. One, my officer in charge, Detective Les France, or Sergeant Les France, now I want to give him his promotion. And secondly, Miss Elkins, the mother of the victim, is the next of kin, so she would fall under the crime victims' rights statute as the victim representative in this case. That statute would allow her to remain in the courtroom after her testimony. I tend to have her testify first, and then I would ask her under that statute to be exempt from the sequestration order as well. As it relates to whether the court is streaming live or not, that's the court's decision, obviously, but I've told my witnesses, my police officer witnesses specifically, that they're sequestered and that we had an issue with one of the officers who was going to be security, and we specifically arranged with the chief of police to make sure he was not in the courtroom as security because he was someone that was needed to testify later in the proceedings.
Thank you. Any objection?
No objection to Mrs. Elkins after she testifies. No objection, obviously, to the officer in charge. Just other people such as Alexis Elkins and LaShawn Ross. I have no idea if these people are here present today.
Do you know Mr.?
Yeah, I think Alexis Elkins is here, but I hadn't intended on calling her.
I believe she is going to be a witness at trial, so I don't believe she should be present in this testimony.
I don't know that she is, but I can understand Mr. Lane's position if there's a chance that she might be, if Mr. Lane may want to have her at trial, and I understand that. We can make sure that she's sequestered.
Very well.
And then, Judge, just another thing preliminarily, Mr. Lang, myself, and Ms. Seward have had several discussions leading up to today. As it relates to the exhibits that are going to be used, I think we have a stipulation. As far as everything that I've shown you today, with regards to photos and videos, there's a stipulation for exam purposes only as to the authenticity and admissibility of those. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, I'm not requiring the prosecutor to do any type of, at least for purposes of exam, chain of evidence, or discussion about how they obtain, certain photographs. I have no problem with that for purposes of exam, to simply allow those to be exhibits if there is something I do have an objection to.
And then we'll deal with that at the next proceeding as it relates to the scientific reports and things under 766.11B, but those will be coming at another proceeding, not necessarily today. So we'll handle that at the appropriate time as well.
With that, call your first witness.
Thank you. This time, if you call Monica Elkins to the stand.
Come forward, please.
Steps here. Watch your step.
Good afternoon. State your name, please.
Monica Elkins,
Spell your first and last name, please.
MONIKAELKIS.
Okay. Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Thank you. You may have a seat. Mr. DeFranco?
Yes, Judge, do you want me to stand, or I know we have,
It's up to you. You consider saying.
I don't want to be disrespectful to the court, but I know that these.
Whatever you're most comfortable with.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon, Ms. Elkins. Thank you for being here today. Judge, is the defendant going to remain standing?
Mr. Booker, I was told earlier that you did not want to sit. You can sit if you wish, but if you don't want, you can stand. No response, so with that, you may question the witness.
Judge, I just want to place on the record an objection to the defendant posturing in this manner and attempt, my opinion, to intimidate witnesses that are going to be testifying against him today. The court runs its courtroom the way it sees fit, and I recognize that, but I didn't want to just place it on the record. Thank you. Ms. Elkins, who is Ashley Elkins?
She's my daughter.
How old was Ashley in January of this year?
30 years old.
When was the last time you spoke with Ashley?
January 1st.
What were the circumstances behind you speaking with her that day?
She cooked traditional, the greens, like I did, pork that we usually do every year. And she was letting me know the food was ready.
So you celebrated New Year's with her?
I actually go, I was at home, but she called me on the phone and then she had my other daughter bring me dinner
I see. How often would you speak with Ashley?
every day.
How far away from Ashley did you live?
2 blocks, 3 blocks, maybe.
How would you classify your relationship with her?
Very close. Love it.
During your during the months leading up to New Year's, so let's just say in 2024, were you aware of anyone that she was dating?
Could you repeat that again?
Yeah, I'm sorry. In 2024, were you aware of any individuals that Ashley was dating?
Yes.
Who was she dating at that point?
Deandre Booker.
Did you ever meet Mr. Booker?
Yes.
And would you recognize him again if you saw him?
Yes.
Do you see him in court here today?
Yes.
Could you please point to him and indicate to the court what he's wearing?
Right there in all black.
When you say all black, what type of clothing?
Prison clothes.
Your Honor, please let the record reflect that identification of the defendant.
There we go.
I only ask because we have a lot of different officers who are also wearing black, so I want to make sure the record is clear. Okay, ma'am? Thank you. In December or on January 1st, when you had your last contact with Ashley, what was the status of her relationship with Mr. Booker at that point, if you know?
They weren't together anymore.
How long had they been broken up?
As far as I know, they kind of broke out like in September.
So 3 or 4 months earlier?
Yes.
Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Had Ashley moved on and started dating someone else?
Not that I know of.
Now, when you spoke with Ashley on January 1st, did you see her in person or not?
No.
I'd like to direct your attention now to January 2nd. Did you have any contact with her either by phone or text or anything like that on January 2nd?
No, not that I can remember. Me just texted her.
I'm sorry?
Me texted her and reaching out to her. Told her about the dream I had. That was it.
When did you start reaching out to her on January 2nd?
9:06, because I got her house at 8:40 and she was gone. And then 9:06 is when I actually reached out.
How many times would you say you texted her that day?
Oh my God, I can't count, it was a lot.
Have there been instances when you would text Ashley and she would not get back to you?
Yeah, but it wouldn't be like for a long time. So maybe her phone was dead or she was doing somebody's hair or something. She didn't call me right then.
But she would ultimately get back to you?
Oh, definitely.
At some point, do you become worried?
Yes.
Why?
Because she wasn't answering her phone. She wasn't texting back. It's not like her. It had been too long. Yeah. It's not like her. She just wouldn't do that. She never wanted me to worry.
Let me do this, ma'am. I'm going to show you. Can you see the screen from where you're sitting?
Yes.
All right, good. I'm going to show you what's been entered. People would move for. Let me do it this way. I'm going to show you what's been marked for identification purposes as people's proposed exhibit number 1. Can you see that from where you're at? Oh, I don't know why it's not. Hold on, I may have to share that instead. Give me 1 second, Jeff. Okay. There we go. All right. Can you see the vehicle in the top left corner of People's Exhibit
Yes,
number 1?
yes, I can.
What vehicle is that?
That's my daughter's vehicle,
Which daughter?
Ashley Elkins.
Play Exhibit 1. Timestamp 8:01 and 25 seconds. The individual is getting out of that car. Do you recognize that individual?
Yes, my daughter Ashley Elkins.
Thank you. He would move for admission of People's 1, Judge?
Any objection?
No objection for purposes of examination only.
It will be admitted.
Judge, at this point, I think Mr. Lang and I have gone through all 63 exhibits I intend to show today. So I would move for all the admission, or would you prefer I do it this way? Robbie?
I don't know if it was 63, but.
Okay,
whatever
I'll do it
we
this way.
Looked at today, no problem.
I'll do it this way. I just don't, I got it. I want to show you exhibit 2 now, ma'am.
Before we continue, you indicated it was 8:01:25. I assume that was AM?
On the timestamp. Oh, yes, I'm sorry. Yes.
And what date?
Oh, January 2nd on the timestamp.
Thank you.
We'll get into more of that detail with a witness later, Judge. I apologize.
That's okay.
Let's look at exhibit 2 now, ma'am. You recognize the woman walking in the 7-Eleven there?
Yes, it's my daughter Ashley Elkins.
People move for admission of People's 2.
No objection, Your Honor, for purposes of examination only.
Thank you. And I'll show you now People's 3. You see that from, there you go. Can you see that car driving around there?
Yes,
Whose car is that, ma'am?
it's my daughter Ashley Elkins' car.
I'm going to jump forward just a few seconds in this to save us some time. At 07:59:42, we see an individual getting out of that car. Who is that?
That's my daughter Ashley Elkins.
People move for admission of 3.
No objection, Your Honor.
Again, is this on January 2nd of this year?
I'm sorry, yeah, it does say that in it, yes,
I
January
didn't
6th.
see that.
My apologies.
That's okay. And is that true of exhibit 2 also?
There's no timestamp on that particular one, so I'll wait for the testimony to come in on that,
Thank you.
if you don't mind. Ms. Elkins, did Ashley have any children?
Yes, 2 sons, 11 and 7. He was 10 at the time though, when she went missing.
Did she have custody of those children?
Yes,
Did they live with her?
yes,
Have you had any contact with Ashley since January 1st of 2025?
no,
Have you heard anything from her?
no,
Have her children, have she reached out to her children?
no,
Has she reached out to anyone in your family?
no,
Have you seen or heard anyone having seen her or
No.
talked to her?
no,
Do you remember the last text that you received from Ashley's phone?
was all men. That's the last
When was
text.
that?
9:06, around that time, AM.
Did you, that was in response to something that you had sent her?
Yes,
Did she discuss going to a beauty store at any point in a text message with you?
no,
Did you ever check her location through her phone?
yes.
When did you do that?
Oh, I'm thinking around 1 or 2, I'm not sure.
And how did you do that?
Her and her sister, Alexis, they share locations.
Through an app on their phones?
Yes,
And so you're able to see from one phone the location of the other phone?
yes,
Were you there when Alexis did that? Or did
No.
she do that at your
I
behest?
was at home.
You were at home.
I asked her to do it.
You asked her to do it, but you didn't actually do it?
No.
Thank you, Judge. No further questions from this witness at this time.
Thank you. Mr. Lang?
Okay. You said you didn't talk to Ashley on January 1st, correct?
I did talk to her January 1st.
You said you had no contact with her on January 1st.
I said I talked to her January 1st.
I'm sorry?
I talked to her January 1st.
So you spoke to her on the phone
Yes,
on January 1st. You
Yes.
know if that was in the morning, afternoon, or evening?
I want to say like afternoon, maybe morning. I'm not sure.
Now, Ashley had her own home separate from living with you, correct?
Yes,
You said you lived a couple blocks away.
yes.
And when was the last time you physically saw Ashley?
Actually, FaceTime when her and my daughter were at the casino, and they FaceTime and wished me a Happy New Year's. So that was actually at 1 a.m. exactly. As soon as it went on to the next year, she called and they wished me a Happy New Year.
So that would have been December 31st?
It actually been January the 1st. It was the next day. It was at, when you switch over, you say Happy New Year. So what, 12? So what is that?
So it was
12?
after midnight? on
Yes.
January 1st?
Yeah.
And that was by text message?
No, it was on FaceTime.
And did you know where she was at that time that she FaceTimed you?
Yes.
Where was that?
She was at the casino.
At where?
Casino. I don't know which one, but she was at the casino with her sister.
And would this have been in Detroit?
Yes, downtown.
So as far as you knew, at least as of just after midnight on January 1st, she was located at a casino in Detroit, correct?
Yes.
Now, you said that she would usually.
Okay, guys, regarding Sheila Agee, they're at lunch until 2:30 Eastern time, 1:30 Central.
Minutes.
So right now we are watching the coverage of Deandre Booker's preliminary hearing, okay?
She worked, correct?
Right.
We'll be getting back to Sheila Agee in about 30 minutes.
Worked doing hair.
Correct.
Correct.
Yes.
And did she do this out of her home?
Yes.
And if she was busy, whether it was work or doing social activities, she might not get back to you until the next day. Would that
Oh,
be
no,
accurate?
no, she'll call me that day or text me.
So it would be within hours that she would always text you back.
No, not true. Sometimes she'll text me right back, sometimes 15 minutes, sometimes a half an hour. It
That's
depends
what
on
I'm
what she's,
getting at is-
so it depends on what she's doing.
Okay,
But never not text me a whole day without talking to me.
so she would text you back regardless of whether she was working, busy, in a social engagement, she'd text you back within hours, not days, correct?
Correct.
And you said that you didn't know in the last couple months of 2024, whether or not she was dating anybody, correct?
Exactly. I did not.
And you didn't know whether or not she was dating anybody on December 31st of 2024, correct?
Correct.
Didn't know if she was dating somebody on January 1st of 2025, correct?
Correct.
So I take it that you had no knowledge of her being involved with a person by the name of Marcel Sanchez during the last week of December of 2024.
I don't know Marcel, so no.
I'm sorry?
I don't know Marcel, no.
Did your daughter drink alcohol?
Yes.
Did she smoke marijuana?
Judge, I
Yes.
object to relevance of any of that at this point.
Yeah, I think it's relevant in terms of her overall.
It may be all over the attention.
Do you happen to, part of this video that was already marked as exhibit 1 and 2 was actually going into a 7-Eleven store on the morning of January 2nd, correct?
I'm not sure. Is that what day it was? I don't know. Did you say January
You've
2nd?
seen that video
I-
before, correct?
I'm just saying it. So it was January 2nd?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. You know what she purchased at the 7-Eleven?
No, on the video, it looked like she had coffee in her hand.
You know whether or not she purchased a blunt wrap at 7-Eleven that morning?
No.
Did Ashley ever, if she was out, say, at night, whether it was with, a boyfriend or her girlfriends or sisters, who would watch her kids?
Either.
Again, I'll object to that as to relevance.
Well, I think it's relevant, Your Honor, as to, time frames and whether or not she, has a history of not coming home or leaving.
Overrule the objection, go ahead.
I answer that?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, she co-parents with the kid's father. So on the weekends, they go with their father. If she wants to do anything during the week, which is rare because she's working, but if she does, then either I or one of her sisters keep the kids.
So on weekends, the father would have the children.
Correct.
And his name is LeJohn.
LaJohn,
And do you know a LaSawn Ross?
no.
You don't. She's not a friend of your family.
What's the name?
LaShawn.
Oh, I thought you said LaShawn. LaShawn, yes. That's her best friend.
And is she related to you or your family at all?
No.
She's a friend of Ashley and your other daughter.
Well, her and Ashley are best friends, but they all grew up together.
So I'm correct here in saying that the last time you had any communication with Ashley was in the morning of January 1st, when she sent you some kind of a picture or video of something she cooked.
Yeah. I don't know if she sent me a video, a picture. I can't remember that, but I remember talking to her about her actually sending me some food to eat that day.
Okay.
I can't
That was the last
remember.
communication you had with her, correct?
Yes.
That was sometime in the morning of January 1st.
I'm not sure. It had been afternoon, even. I don't know. I don't know because she was cooking. She was cooking in the morning, so it couldn't have been in the morning. But she was cooking that morning.
Now, I take it that at some point in time on January 2nd, you were concerned about her whereabouts because she hadn't texted you back, correct?
Yes.
And when did this concern start?
It
Was
really,
it in the afternoon, the evening?
it really concerned me when I texted her and she said, "Oh man," to me. And then when I called her, she wouldn't answer the phone. So that's when I started getting worried from the
And
beginning.
you
That
know
was
whether
9:06.
that was, again, in the afternoon?
That was in the morning, 9:06 a.m.
So you were concerned about her at 9 o'clock in the morning as to where she might be?
Of why she didn't answer her phone or text back. After saying, "Oh man," and I called her, she didn't answer the phone, and it kind of made me had like a leery kind of feeling. I didn't feel right about it.
Was this on January 2nd?
Yes, that morning, at 9:06 a.m.
On January 2nd, at some point in time, did you go over to the apartment complex where Mr. Booker lived?
Yes.
And what time did you go over to that apartment complex?
I'm not sure what time.
It was still daylight when you went there, correct?
I went a couple times, so I think the first time I went it was daylight. When I went around the bill, it was daylight the first time.
Okay. And you went over there a couple times to see if she was over at his apartment?
Yeah, later on that night, it's like 3 o'clock in the morning, I went a few times, yes.
And would I be correct in stating that you probably rang the bell or knocked on the door of the outside of Mr. Booker's apartment, correct?
Rang the bell, yes.
Okay. My understanding is that the building that Mr. Booker had an apartment in, there was a outside door, correct?
Yes,
And there were 2, 3, 4 apartments inside there with their own private doors, correct?
yes,
So you had to ring a bell outside to get let into the lobby. Is that
correct, yes.
And so however many times you went there on January 2nd, and rang that bell, you got no response, correct?
Correct,
And after not getting a response from her by phone or your various times that you went over to Mr. Booker's apartment, did you then call the police?
yes,
And would I be correct in stating that you contacted the police about 8 o'clock that night on January 2nd?
around that time, I think, not sure.
And I take it somebody, a police officer, didn't come to your door, but he came to Ashley's home, correct?
Correct,
And you were present at Ashley's home when the police officer talked to you about her being missing, correct?
yes,
Did you tell that officer that you knew why Ashley may have went over to Mr. Booker's apartment that day?
no,
You don't recall telling him what you thought?
about something going over there, no,
Do you recall the police officer asking you that day, why would she go over there today? Do you recall him asking you that question?
no,
Do you recall you telling the police officer that night at approximately 9:17:42 that I feel like because she has some financial problems and needs like a person to help out?
I don't know. I
You
don't
don't recall
remember.
making that?
There's a lot of stuff going on, I don't know, I can't remember.
Okay, I'm gonna whisper for a second because let me see. Okay, I'm gonna whisper because I know you guys have your volume way, way up. So this is your opportunity to raise the volume for a moment because I don't want to blow anyone's ears out. I've gotten one too many feedback comments that your ears get blown out when I come back on. Okay, thank you. Go Roro, thank you. Can you guys hear me now? Okay, I lowered the volume on my mic. It is what it is. Unfortunately, we have to deal with how people manage their volume and their microphones, but I'm gonna do the best I can. Just understand, it's gonna be all right. Okay, it's gonna be all right, and it's gonna be okay. I don't want to interrupt too much, so we could try to get through Ashley's mom's testimony before Miss Stephanie, excuse me, Miss Sheila comes back to solidify her spot at the Florida Correctional Penitentiary for Women, because we got to get back to that on time. We're on lunch break right now, and the lunch break is DeAndre Booker acting a complete fool, does not want to sit down in court. There are court systems. I've watched court from around the world, and I've seen in some countries the defendant will stand up the whole time. I don't know if he's American or not, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what his rationale is, but he wants to stand up and they're not playing with him. That's what I take it from the judge. We're not playing with you today, sir. You can do a handstand if you want to. This preliminary hearing is popping today. Okay. It's been 6 months and he has not had a preliminary hearing. So I don't think they care if he sits there and is in the damn downward dog position. You know what I'm saying? He can do yoga. He can stand there. He can probably lay down if he wants to. They're having the preliminary hearing today, and that's it, that's all. So he's not going to be a distraction to anybody. Nobody cares. Okay. So yeah, let's try to make the most of our time, because Miss Sheila will be back before we know it, and then we'll have to double back to this preliminary hearing we all been waiting for. At least I have, following this case, been waiting for this to happen for a long time so we could hear about what is the evidence that they have. So we will definitely come back to this, or I'm going to record it and then broadcast it. So whatever it is, that's what we gonna do. Okay. So let this go back, and then you guys can adjust your volume accordingly. I put my volume all the way down on my mic, so hopefully that helped. But I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this until we get out of Detroit. We're in the Macomb County. I know I think they're in Roseville or something. I know that that is not Detroit. They're in Macomb County, which is not far from Detroit. So let me, all my Michigan folk, please, it's okay. I know it's not Detroit. It's Macomb County, but it's not far from Detroit. But I think they're in Roseville, something like that. So, anywho, let's get back to it, and boom. Okay. Oh, and Go Roro, thank you so much. Thank you for your supers, and thank you for your milestone. Thank you. Looks like you would have to shout out. Uh yeah, I'm trying to not interrupt too much, especially during like the serious when we're doing Nesto and stuff like that. I don't mind interrupting, but sometimes when this very emotional, serious, testimony about atrocities and horrible crimes, I just try not to drop the coins during that testimony, just for a couple different reasons, but definitely acknowledging when I click, and I'll talk about it whenever it's appropriate. But thank you so much for thank you, I appreciate all of y'all, and hit the like button for me, please. Thank you. I guess we're going to get some of our time back in this sidebar too.
When she saw it was him at the door. And I don't know. We had to go through that extent to make sure that she would be home to book an appointment.
Because what happened was
She got contact.
so she stopped contact, and so he went on her page and got her other.
1742.
I'm telling you, it's not
Why
like
would she
her.
go over there today? What's the,
I feel like because she has some financial problems, and he's just a person like help out, and I'm telling.
Does that refresh your recollection of your conversation with the officer?
Yes, it does.
So you did say it.
Yes, I did.
Now, you also said you could recognize Ashley's vehicle from just those videos, correct?
Correct.
And she had just kind of purchased that vehicle, correct?
Yes.
Like recently, before January 2nd?
Yes.
And would I be correct in stating that she didn't have a plate on the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
And at that time, she didn't have a license to drive the vehicle, correct?
Correct.
Now, when all your attempts to contact her on January 2nd, you obviously made this police report to the Warren Police Department, correct?
Yes.
That night. Did you then go over to Mr. Booker's apartment again on January 3rd?
Yes.
And did you go over there in the morning and in the afternoon?
Yes.
And did you, at some point in time, actually go into Mr. Booker's apartment?
Yes.
And is that because somebody broke out a window, opened the outside door, and pushed in his door, correct?
No.
Nobody did that.
No.
So the outside door and his door to his apartment were simply open.
I didn't do that. So the guy downstairs, one of the neighbors, let me in. The guy downstairs, he opened the door for me. I went upstairs and knocked on the door. His door open.
Knocked on what door?
On Deandre's door, and his door open.
And so you went inside on Mr. Booker's apartment, correct, on January 3rd?
Yes.
That was in the afternoon, about 3:20, 3:30.
I don't know exactly what time it was, but yes, I went in there.
In order to save time and not have to pull up another video, if I let you know that there's this same parking lot video that shows you pulling up into that parking lot at Mr. Booker's residence at 3:22 in the afternoon, would that be accurate?
If it's on video, I don't know what time. There's a lot going on that day. So I don't know if you know what time. So I'm not sure. But if you have it, then yes.
You had some other person in the apartment open up the door,
No.
the outside door.
The guy downstairs opened up the door.
All right, and then would I be correct in stating that you and some other people went into Mr. Booker's apartment?
Correct.
January 3rd,
Correct.
That afternoon,
Yes.
correct? And it was you, and it was LaShawn Ross, correct?
I think LaShawn, yeah, I think LaShawn was with me. That time it was a few of us that went in. It was my daughter, Anaya.
And Alexis,
Let's see
or
what-
Anaya,
Anaya.
and the father of Ashley's children.
No, he wasn't with me when I went the first time. He was not with me.
He came back later.
As far as I know, but he was not with me.
How many times did people in your family go into Mr. Booker's apartment on January 3rd?
I have no idea. I know I went in there once.
Okay. And did you take a phone from Mr. Booker's apartment?
No,
Did LaShawn Ross take a phone from Mr. Booker's apartment, to your knowledge?
I guess.
And did you give that phone over to the Warren Police Department?
Yes,
And did you tell the Warren Police Department that you had found that phone on the ground outside of Mr. Booker's apartment?
I don't know. I was not there. I'm not the one who turned it in. I
Who
was
took
not
the
there.
phone to the Warren Police
The
Department?
Shine and my daughter.
And I would be correct in stating that you did not have Mr. Booker's permission to go into his apartment, correct?
Correct.
And during the last week of December, did you know that Ashley was spending every single day with a person by the name of Marcel Sanchez?
No, I don't know who that person is.
You never met this person.
I met him after she came up missing, but I didn't know anything about him before.
And do you know whether or not Mr. Sanchez was sharing phone locations with Ashley at the time?
No, I don't know anything about that.
I have no further questions.
Thank you. Anything further?
Yes, just very briefly. Ms. Elkins, why did the text from Ashley saying, "oh man," at 9:06, why was that concerning to you?
Because I had a dream, and I was telling her I had a dream that her car was missing. Somebody took her car. And so it was just kind of weird that she said, "oh man," and then when I tried to call her, she wouldn't answer. Usually she would have called me back and asked me questions about the dream, and she didn't.
Why did you end up going to the defendant's apartment? Like, how did you choose that place to go?
Because his location was in my daughter Alexis' phone.
As the location for,
Ashley, where she was on her phone at the time.
I want to show you exhibit 63, ma'am. Do you recognize that person there?
No,
Have you ever seen that person before?
no,
Is that Ashley?
no,
Is that your daughter?
no.
People would move for admission of people 63, and if I haven't yet, exhibit 3, I don't remember if I did or not.
Exhibit 3's already been entered, and for purposes of examination, I have no objection to exhibit number 63.
It will be admitted. When you went to the defendant's apartment, did you disrupt anything in the apartment?
No, we didn't touch anything.
Did you do anything in the apartment other than look?
Walk through.
Did anyone tell you to go there?
No,
Did you act on any instructions from police or anything like that?
no, I was looking for my daughter. I wasn't getting help, so I looked for her myself.
No further questions from this witness, Your Honor. Thank you.
Just simply redirect, in terms of disrupt anything, did you look around every room in the apartment?
I looked in the bedroom. I walked in the hallway and glanced into the bathroom, and then we walked back up.
I take it that part of the reason you were there was to see if Ashley was there.
Correct.
Did you see Ashley in the apartment on the afternoon of January 3rd?
No,
Did you see anybody in the apartment on the afternoon of January 3rd?
No,
Did you let the police in Warren know that you went into the apartment on January 3rd and that nobody was there?
no,
On January 3rd, have you also pulled up, like put up posters or something about your daughter being missing?
yes,
Set up some kind of a hotline or something?
yes,
Did you, in fact, yourself get a tip that Ashley was located at an address in Detroit on January 4th?
I'll object to that, Your Honor. Calls for hearsay.
Mr. Ryan,
Well, I don't think it's.
is it offered
The
prove the
truth
truth of the matter, sir?
of that, just that she had some type of communication with somebody about the whereabouts of her daughter.
say it again.
On January 4th, did you get some type of tip or information from a text that said that Ashley was being held at a location on Eileen Street in Detroit?
Yes,
And did you contact the police department to let them know that?
yes,
And you contacted the Warren Police Department?
Detroit,
Did you actually go to that location?
yes,
And did any police officers actually go into that location to look for Ashley?
yes, they were on the block and around the house.
I'm sorry,
They're on the block and around the house.
did they actually go into that house?
No,
I don't know if there's a question.
Nothing further for this one, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Elkins. Mr. Deandre.
And Judge Ms. Elkins, pursuant to that statute, will remain in the courtroom.
Yes.
Thank you.
People call Officer Carranza.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
State your name, please.
Michael Carranza.
Spell your last name for the record, please.
Quaranta.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I did.
Are you
It
going to
will
question?
be-
Okay,
yes, it will be
Ms.
me.
Seward, thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
ahead.
And again, just like Mr. DeFranco, I am gonna stay seated. If that's okay with the court. Thank you.
Okay, guys, mic is low and talking low. We're going to pivot back to Escambia. The judge is coming back.